The 114 of Vern Bradley coming up through the field now, too.
Vern looking pretty quick there down on the bottom. Marty Peterson pretty quick. Larry Anderson, another fast driver. So Vern Bradley trying to move his way through the field. And you can see Vern back there, 6th place right now, as he's trying to work his way slowly back up through the field. Started 13th, so he's doing pretty good. Altum in the wall again. Altum's having some issues.
Yeah, I think Altum's just pushing it a little too hard early in this run.
Yeah, I do believe so. Now, is this session, I didn't look when I first joined in, is this set to early morning or late afternoon? If this is late afternoon, we might have some problems with the nighttime.
I want to say this is late afternoon.
It looks to be late afternoon.
It's a little bit more cloudy than usual, so it might be just afternoon on this one.
And 10 laps in, looks like we have the stream up, sort of. I hope to the people watching it at least looks halfway decent. Again, apologies for the issues. We're not entirely sure what could be causing them. Of course, go figure, we have these problems tonight. Race.
Yeah. Better to find out now than 150 from now.
Yep. Now's when I'd want to be testing that out anyway. As you got cars rolling around on track, slowly rolling around on track, mind you, but rolling as we are working our first caution of the evening.
So you called it there, Matt. It was within 20. It was close though.
Yeah, I said within that, and there you go. So, what is your prediction for, say, the next 20?
Well, we got Larry and Dressen up front with 2 tires. I think that he's going to get one hell of a start because these guys are all cold tires and he's going to have those right sides warmed up or left sides warmed up. So I think he's going to pull away for about 10 laps. And then those 4-tire cars are going to come into their own and catch him. I don't know if we're going to have another caution, but I do believe that Troy Cook will have no problem catching back up to the 04. Don't look now, but Vern Bradley's worked his way up after those pit stops. He's in 5th place. They're doubling up here.
As we get ready to see this restart, should be a good one.
I think they made a good call there on that caution there. I don't believe they penalized the 18 for that. I don't think they penalized anyone. It's kind of circumstantial, so.
Green flag back in the air.
Come on, keep coming there. Good.
Aiden Young looking to the inside of Troy Cook. Troy's gonna run out a little track there. He's trying to hold it, but nope. Aiden's gonna clear him.
Yeah.
Like I said, Larry's getting that run. Oh, no room for Looks like that Wetzel moved to the inside of Troy Cook. Just kind of moved him up out of the way out of 4.
And good racing back there with these guys. 20 laps now into this race. It is all Larry Andressen out front. Aiden Young second. Mason Weitzel third.
Yep, we just got to wait for those 4 tires to get warmed up, and I think they're going to chase him right back down. Oh,
Yellow
big crash.
flag back in the air. It is towards the back of the field. Adam McKinney, I believe, might be involved. Oh, Sean Doerr's in it, unfortunate.
We also got Daryl Lahea.
Wesley Whitfield is a piece. And Jeff T. Martin, man, he's got bad luck, was involved in the first crash. So Whitfield, McKinney, Martin tagged. And yep, you mentioned Daryl. He got tagged right at the very end, that 34 car, and he lost his motor off of it. Not a good place for him to be in. So Larry Anderson, your race leader. And Andressen, rather. And the question is, who hits the pits? The answer is, well, no one. And I can't disagree with that. Early on, everyone just pitted. Wouldn't really want to hit it again, would you now?
No, I think those tires were just coming into their own. They really didn't have much heat in them, so I don't think you can wear them out if you don't get them hot.
Yeah, that's true right there. Can't wear out your tires if you don't use up the tires.
They had, 3 laps on that split there, so.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah, I think this benefits Larry to lead some more laps because he's still got those warmer tires than everybody else, so I think he's going to get another jump on these guys and pull out for another couple seconds. But
now,
he's got 3 very fast cars behind him, so he better get with it.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I was about to say, cream rising to the top. You see Vern Bradley, Mason Weitzel, Aiden Young out in front, Troy Cook there as well, Rick Fagone. Now, to the people watching the YouTube stream, yes, I know there's been a few issues as far as buffering goes. Good news is, knock on wood, to pray to whatever higher power you like to believe in. It looks like it's resolved itself for the time being. However, we will also be uploading the full uninterrupted recording of this race after the broadcast. So you will have that to watch as well. So you won't have to click through 3 different videos to find it. So luckily that will also be available to you at the end of this race. The full uninterrupted recording shortly thereafter, probably about, figure 20 minutes after the race is over for the YouTube stream to, you know, upload and all that fun stuff. So, you know, don't worry.
Unrated director's cut.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Uncut, uncensored, unfiltered. Although you'll hear the exact same commentary, just a little bit less chopped up. Maybe streaming to Facebook is what we ought to. Maybe streaming to Facebook what we ought to do. I did that last night and I had no issues with it.
I don't know, what's the quality like on Facebook?
It's not bad, believe it or not. It's actually pretty good. And you get more viewers on it.
A little easier to hit that share button there.
Yeah, that's true. Facebook's not bad.
I mean, they're just, you know, copying it to a Russian server and selling your information, but it's whatever. Zuckerberg, if you're into iRacing,
well, let's be
watching.
real. Let's be real. Who isn't selling your information to the Russians at this point anymore? I mean, I'm sure the local Burger King probably sells your information to the Russians somehow.
They gotta make that veggie burger somehow.
Yeah.
The Impossible Whopper didn't happen overnight.
Here's a conspiracy thought for you. If the Impossible Whopper tastes so much like beef, right? How do we know they haven't been serving that to us all along and just cheaper, so they say it's real beef? You never know.
Exactly.
I've had it. It do taste like beef. It tastes very much like it. It's impressive.
It's been soy burgers all along.
That's the theory. You would never know the difference. And that, my friend, is how you start a conspiracy theory. Anyways, we get ready to go back racing. We'll focus on that for the time being. Larry Anderson, your driver. I'll let you get the green here. It'll be Anderson, Young, Weitzel, and Bradley, your top 4.
Well, pace car's getting ready to pull off. Larry Andreessen, he's got the green. He's going to go when he wants. Mason Wetzel's hard on the bumper. It's a tight field there. Mason's going to try to gun this start. Larry's going to get a good jump.
Come on.
Looks like Aiden lost a lot of ground there. Mason's right on the tail of that 04. Oh, wow.
Vern tried to jump down. Troy Cook was there for the moment. Troy Cook tried to say no. Vern said yes anyway. Nick Gardner
I think
trying
these
to
tires
make
are a
himself
little
a
bit warmer.
factor.
I think that 99's got some warmer tires of that 04 this time around.
27 laps in here.
I think we're going to see a lead change within the next 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, I do believe you are right. Look at Mason Weitzel down to the inside. Not even the next 2 or 3 laps. We're going to see it this time around. Mason Weitzel, there's your new leader.
Yep, those 2 tires just couldn't quite hold on coming out of 4. So Larry, oh, got a yellow flag
back in
again.
the air. And it is the 96.
96.
He's gone around again. And what happened to him? He was around Joseph Andujar, but it looks like Andujar got into the back end of him after checking up. Lucky for him, no one else tagged him. It'll be all rear end damage, and the good thing there, it just made that spoiler really, really straight. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they checked up because it was getting so tight.
Well,
That was a
whatever
weird
the reason.
checkup there. That was a weird checkup.
Look at it this way. That spoiler, it looks like the old Monte Carlo spoiler.
Yeah, it's got a high center on it, doesn't it?
So he's being period accurate with the Sterling Marlin car.
Yeah, it's probably not good to be on a Dodge, but
He's got the right spoiler, though. So, you know, hey, if it worked for the Monte Carlos, maybe it'll work for him. Dale Jr. won Dover with the high spoiler. Reaching way back to 2001 for that win at Dover International for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Maybe we'll see it out of the 96.
we do have one car peeling down pit road. It's a 00 of Ryan Daniels. Look at a couple more following him in.
Yeah, Jeff Martin, Steve Blankenship,
How Amy decided to come
63.
down there.
Glenn Jameson, yep, Hal Amy as well. I think
Do we do
Sean
driver
Dorr-
today in this broadcast?
Yes, we do.
It's a fan favorite.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Hal Amy actually winning that as well. Dylan Altum looking fast here. He's about midfield right there. But the man out front, Bob Ross himself.
Did you see that Mike's Hard paint scheme on Hal's car?
Beautiful looking car.
Well, we shortened the field up. We had a pretty good little clip there for 16 laps. Now we've had, what, 3 cautions within 10?
Yeah, we'll take a look at our caution breakdown here. 3 cautions for 9 laps, 4 lead changes though. So it's been competitive.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to settle out. I hope they get into a long run. I think Dover, it's one of those tracks like we were talking about with the pit road speed and green flag pit stops. You can have a lot of action on green flag pit stops. Guys trying to get in pit road, get caught speeding, or they miss the pit road entry and they have to go back around and might run out of fuel.
It'll be interesting if that happens.
I've seen it happen before. Dover is they call it the Monster Mile for a reason. It's a very unforgiving place.
I've luckily not seen that happen to anyone. I say luckily.
Yeah, you're trying to get her load up coming out of 3, and by the time you figured out that, hey, I'm on the side that pit road is, it's too late. You better be getting down to pit road speed about the time you enter 3.
Well, if we get green flag pit stops, we'll see how it all plays out. I think we will. I definitely think we'll get green flag pit stops here tonight as the night wears on, of course.
Other thing too, you got more likely to have lap traffic here. That's another interesting thing. You'll have guys that are maybe pitted late, get mixed in with guys that are pitted early, and it's gonna check some of those guys up. I really want to see this thing go green. I think it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, right now 31 laps in, 32 at the stripe.
We're doubling back up.
That they are. Line them up 2 by 2. Mason Weitzel trying to take out the cone. Missed it that time. As he'll give the pace car a friendly nudge. I'm looking forward to getting that new damage model on these K&N cars in the upcoming build. That should be fun to see. What do you think?
Sorry, buddy, I was zoned out there for a minute. I was looking at the chat, saying hi to everybody. Hi, Diana, and Melissa. We got our usuals in here. Nation's in here.
I hope everyone's doing well out there watching the stream. Glad everyone's out there having a great time. Got some good racing coming at you. Pace car down, and Mason Weitzel jumped a good start. Vern Bradley, I don't know if you saw that there, Cooper there,
Yeah.
but he got the most amazing amount of tire spin I've ever seen.
Yeah, you lost about 2 spots on that one, didn't
Yeah, right there. And he was slow on that restart, but amazingly held on to the car.
he? That's 2 restarts on those tires now, so they're good and hot, nice and slick.
They'll
That
do it to
concrete's
you.
very, very unforgiving.
They will definitely do that to you. Look at Nick Gardner next to Corey Cook. Gardner stuck on that outside lane there. Ricky Fagone in 5th place. So Gardner having a great run.
Got caught up there with Jeff a little earlier, but didn't seem to affect him too much with the damage. Oh, we got a car in the wall. Dylan Altum up and out of 2 again.
That guy has been a magnet for that outside wall this entire night.
Yeah, I don't know if he
just
got a little
saying.
help that time or not.
Yeah, right now racing around Matt Skipper in the 6/15.
Yeah, I think Dylan might have got a little bit of help on that wall touch that time.
Yeah, but either way, not good luck for him to be in that wall the amount of times he has. Never want to hit that outside wall. Especially here at Dover, it'll knock your steering right out of that race car, you know?
Yeah, in a track that you're turning left most of the time, it's not a good thing to have a toe knocked out.
That car looks bad loose too, by the way. I noticed that as he came out of turn number 4. And you'll see it out of 2 there. You watch the tail wiggle. Gets a little
Speaking
sideways.
of tail wiggling, we got the one car of Artie Pedressen. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Oh, he's got the 54 Adam Tips all over the back end of him right now.
Get a look at that battle.
Oh, I think Adam might have lost a little bit of his momentum there.
Oh, Adam tagged the wall.
Oh. Now Adam's under fire from Derek Robinson.
Notice a lot of these drivers, you have the Darlington stripe, or you might have to start calling it the Dover stripe. Seeing a lot of these guys tore up.
Like I said, man, whoever touches the wall the least here is gonna benefit the most. You keep your car clean, you're going to have a good finish. And it looks like the top 5 are, maybe the top 7 are pretty much checked out from the field. Mason Wetzel, he's in his own area code, pulling away about 3 seconds now from us. Maybe not that much, about a second. My timing's a little off here.
Yeah, he's about a full second away from Aiden Young, Troy Cook, Vern Bradley, Ricky Fragone, Corey Cook, Nick Gardner, Jared Cox, Artie, and then Adam Tips in 10th place. That's your top 10 as they run. Though we might see a shift for 10th. We might see that change for position right there.
Yeah, Artie was under fire from Adam earlier. Adam touched the wall. It's really hard to pass here. He's going to have to get a run down the backstretch here. See what he can do. Artie's not giving him much room. Oh, I think Adam got tired of it.
And there's your spin. Chalk that up to what? Caution number 4 of the evening. And wow, amazing. I was about to say that was only a 1-car incident. Artie
We
came
got some more
right out in front of the 96.
That's a shame. That sucks.
Artie thought he was clear, and you know you can't really see well to your right if you don't have VR. And he thought he was clear, and unfortunately, he was not. That is caution number 4 of the evening. Here's your initial replay of the incident. Yep, Adam Tips. Man, oh man. You know, I would have said that was accidental contact, but
no.
he drove it in there. He drove it in there. There's, I mean,
yeah, we gotta be biased in the broadcast, but
we'll ride in car with him, and watch his tack gauge. That's the telltale. Yeah.
I'm gonna remain neutral, but I think that's gonna be pretty obvious for everyone watching.
Put it this way.
That happened. How it happened.
I'm neutral, but he didn't let out of that throttle too much, and he certainly didn't step on the brakes.
Yeah, I think everybody knows where the penalty is going to be handed out, and it kind of sucks because they got some other guys involved in it. So hopefully these guys can have a little more patience here.
As they say, that's short track racing for you. Nature of the beast, if you will. Adam Tips had trouble getting into his box, though, so he'll lose quite a lot of ground on pit lane. 45 laps in. Trent Ripley, your race leader. We'll be right back here on the American Sim Network.
Why not?
Back live now, and there's your introduction from Hal Jr., the man, the myth, and yes, folks, he is even a legend. The one and only owner of HJRM. I hope I said that right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the party, Mr. Hal. How you doing?
HJRM pays for his Coronas, man.
There you go.
Yeah, they do.
There's
Looks
your
like
Good.
Britt
sponsor.
Ripley decided not to pit this time by. He's going to take the green flag. More green.
Good start for Trent Ripley. And Vern Bradley got, I don't know if he got pushed out of the way or if he got loose.
They were 3 wide. Maybe he just stopped better going into one like that.
He went from about 3rd to, what is that, 7th?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a rule on that. I don't know if they're going to enforce it or not, but there is a rule about 3 wide before the backstretch, so we might see something come out of that.
Well, if we do, we'll see quite a lot of cars down pit lane.
Oh,
Oh, Ryan Daniels. Oh, Artie's around. Oh, man.
I think,
I was gonna say it's a scary thought going through.
yeah, it didn't work out there back, I think about 15th place. It didn't work out too well.
Derek Robinson got through that. Wesley Whitfield definitely got a piece of that. Joseph Andujar got through it. Hal Sr., Hal Amy, got involved in it. That Mike's Hard Lemonade machine. We might need a Mike's Hard Lemonade after this one.
He's gonna drive the seat.
I think there was a little bit of net code between Dylan and Ryan Daniels.
We'll take a look and see. I believe you may be right on that one.
They were running close, but I didn't see actual contact. It just looked like about a foot gap between the two of them, and they had 00 went around.
Well, that's always the question with netcode and the contact thereof. Would there have been contact even if there wasn't netcode? Do you think they would have eventually touched? I think that's the question there.
I don't know. I think Dylan was coming off that exit, and it looked like he had a run, but I don't know. It just you can never really blame a guy for that distance because he's seeing the same thing we're seeing. He's still got a foot between him and the guy in front of him, and some guys like to get that run and they don't want to let off. So
These drivers definitely need to calm down, though. In my opinion, it's been 51 laps and 5 cautions in, and we still have 100 laps to go. Now, I know Dover's not a big track, but a lot of racing still left, so can't win it on the first corner, but you definitely can lose it there. 28 drivers took the green, and we only have 21, I think, left on the lead lap. No, we have more than that on the lead lap, I should say, but only about 21 left undamaged.
yeah, they're running out of fast repairs. You can see some of these guys holding one back, but you burn that fast repair this early, you got to be really careful who you're around, what you do.
See Ryan Daniels getting work done in the pits. Well, Hal, as a team owner perspective, what is your thoughts on this race so far?
Drivers need to chillax just a little bit. There's still a lot of racing left to go. But I'm still hoping we'll go with my prediction that, HJRM's going to win a championship this year. So one of those guys needs.
Well, I definitely think that's a possibility.
When you own a third of the field, Hal, it's good odds, buddy.
Hard to bet against
No, I'm
you.
It's a joint venture. I enjoy everybody we race with. I don't think I've met anyone that I've disliked in here, so regardless of who ends up winning it, man, it was always fun.
Yeah, everyone here is great drivers, great personalities, but they need to calm it down just a touch.
Yeah, back to
5
personality
cautions
now a
in.
little bit.
I reckon 5 cautions in. We'll take a look at our caution counter right now. Yep, 5 cautions, 19 laps this time, but 8 different lead changers. So we have remained competitive at least, which is, I think, a key facet. Wouldn't you agree? Competitiveness is important. It's better than having 5 cautions and no lead changes.
This is interesting too. Mason Wetzel's going to choose to start on the outside this time around.
I gotta say, I don't think that's a good decision.
I mean, he does control the start, so maybe it'll be enough that it won't matter. But
Then again, I don't think I've ever led one of these races, so what do I know?
let's see what Bob Ross has got in store for us here.
Well, he might paint a happy little trail to victory lane, depending
Yeah, he's
on
gonna
how that
paint
race
the picture.
goes.
Looks like Troy Cook's got a little right rear damage on there. But Corey Cook worked his way up front too, so another guy I told you to look out for before the race ended.
Well, there's your pace car. There's your green
Oh,
flag. There's
Mason
your
Rock
wheel
tires.
spin. And a good amount of it, but he still got away. I don't know if the wheel spin was in the strategy book, but I think the good restart jump was, and he got a great one.
It's not Dover unless you start without him.
Might be starting that thing in first gear.
So, Melissa Altum earlier tonight said that this is a morning session. Do we have confirmation on that? Because I think
don't.
it is. I think it's late afternoon. The sun's been going down, I think.
It was
Is it a late afternoon?
originally supposed to be set up.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny any of that information. I wasn't in any of the practice sessions for this race, so.
Well, Bradley, if you click on the info tab,
Okay.
you should be able to see the session time. I can't do it
Session
'cause
time is 9:33, so that looks like morning.
All right, so it is actually morning, so that's good that they won't have to deal with the potential of nighttime. That would be bad.
Yeah, there's not a lot of lights at Dover.
No, they need lights in Dover. That would be cool.
I've raced Dover without lights when we did the
That does not sound like that
Cadillac
would have
series.
gone well.
no.
I want at least some lighting, I would feel.
Well, Mason Wetzel's about a half a second ahead of Troy Cook, and then you got Corey Cook in third place, Nick Gardner in fourth. I think this top 5 is going to pull away from the rest of the field. You got Vern Bradley in fifth.
Yeah, Vern's doing great. Davey Lamont, how about that? You know, we were talking about Davey earlier in the race. Well, earlier in the night, really, I should say, because you know he barely got in. When you look at times, he qualified. Well, actually, he got in 6th, but he qualified a little further back earlier. You know, when his first lap, he qualified was bad. It was like what, about 28. He was the bubble for a lap.
Yeah, he was, I think he was just kind of getting the tires heated up there on his first out lap, so.
So Lamont went from potentially being the bubble driver to definitely being one of the drivers to look out for to win this race, I think.
Looks like the 10 car Rick Fagone's working on the back of the 04, Larry Andressen. He's got a couple runs on him, but he can't quite get it down the back stretch.
We got one in the wall. That's Jared Cox. He went hard into the wall. No caution, no wreck, but back to the battle with Rick Fagone, as you mentioned.
He just can't quite get that run off of the corner that he needs to clear Anderson. He's actually losing a little ground to him now, so I think they're going to spread out. But move back here a little bit further, back to 13th. You got Matt Skipper and Adam Tips.
Yeah, Skipper's having a great battle down into the corner, side by side. Looks a little bit loose, but it looks like he might be quicker than Tips. Or McKinney, rather, and yes, he is. So Skipper up to 12th. Big wiggle out of Matt Skipper. You see that one there, Brad?
Yep. Looks like McKinney lost it a little bit coming off it too.
Just a touch.
These cars are loose off the exit, you can tell.
Yeah, you saw Adam Tips there have to chase it down, chase it up, and find that middle ground. And there he is. He's going to do it again.
Looks like Rick Fagun finally finished that pass there on the 04. I knew he was getting a run on him. He finally completed it, so moved him up to position number 7. Meanwhile, go back to the lead there.
Troy Cook trying to chase him down.
Mason got about 6/10 of a lead there, so I think Troy trimmed about a 10th off there that time by.
Well, looking at the last laps, Troy's about a 10th faster, so that would make about sense.
I hope Troy's not using his stuff up trying to catch that car though. You really gotta save your stuff to keep up with Mason. He's really good about saving his tires, even when you think he's not. Oh, sounds like we got a car on the wall somewhere. I didn't see who it was, but I heard it.
Well, it might have been, I was going to say Ryan Daniels, but no, I think he's just rejoined the track, though, recently. Maybe
you look
Dylan
up here with
Alton.
Michael Updegraff and looks like Joseph Enduar. These guys are on the verge of going a lap down, but they're battling hard.
Skipper just tagged the wall hard. And we'll take a look at Joseph Andujar. You mentioned he's trying to fight to stay on the lead lap, and yeah, you see Bob Ross' car, that's Mason Weitzel chasing him down. Andujar trying to fight to survive, drive to survive, whatever you want to call it.
I believe Ryan Daniels actually is a lap down, so that's my bad on the timing, but he could get the lucky dog if he remains in that front position of these guys.
There's great racing here, even at the back of the field. Darrell Leah gets by Joseph Andujar for 23rd, or trying to. This is going to affect our leaders, because if these lap cars are side by side, they're not going to be able to pull over for Mason Weitzel, and here comes Mason Weitzel. Mason going to get held up. This is perfect for Troy Cook. And Mason runs it up high. Troy Cook looks to the bottom. Not going to be able to get to his quarter panel there, but look at that gap. Look at how much it closed there, Bradley.
Yep, this lap traffic's really going to mess with the leader.
Without a doubt, this is going to be a big factor.
I told you that this thing goes green, man. It's going to get interesting with where people are relative to pit stops and everything, lap traffic, all that.
You can see getting up to Ryan Daniels now. Ryan's probably going to go high, not having any competition around him. Yes, he does. So Troy Cook not going to be able to rely on him for any kind of assistance.
Well, Michael Updegraff is fighting to stay on the lead lap, so there might be a little bit more of a fight here.
Yeah, that could be. Troy's going to be want to be right on Mason no matter what.
Troy Cook can smell the lead right there.
I mean, he could reach out and grab the back spoiler of Mason's race car. As they're closing in on just 50 laps to go.
Troy's going to get a good run here off of 4. Looks like he's going to go into 2 or 1 with the same momentum, but man, it just They're matching each other's lap times right now.
Be patient, Troy.
There's Michael Updegraff going on the inside. Oh boy. It got interesting there. He's going to
Yes,
sit inside of
indeed.
Blankenship.
This
Troy's
is,
right in line with him.
he didn't want to go 3 wide too much there, but if he had, he could have really worked it to his advantage.
He's still right on the back bumper of the 99.
Yeah, but Mason's going to be able to use the 96 as a pick here to an extent, coming out of the corner. Troy wanted to think better of going 3 wide. That let Mason look. He opened the gap to about half a car length there going into the turn.
Got a pretty good gap between anybody else now for a minute, so I don't think lap traffic's going to be much of a factor for a few laps.
Yeah, but what is
Oh,
going to
there
be a
comes
factor
Troy.
is this change of the lead potentially.
There he goes. He's going to bury it down the inside, a little crossover.
Mason's going to be right
Maybe
on his
not.
tail. Mason looks in, doesn't get it.
I think Mason got a little arrow tight there. Oh, looks like the 99's going to pit. Oh, he didn't quite get her
missed
locked
it.
down. I told you, man, everything I was predicting, it just all happened with these two.
It all happened in one clean shot. Nearly missing his pit lane entry.
You really have to check this thing up.
That's going to cost him a lot of time.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see if Troy can go mistake-free on pit road as well. Vern Bradley's in second place now. Davey Lamont, oh,
Yellow
caution's out. That
flag.
really messes everything up.
That's going to hurt Mason Weitzel more than anything because he's going to be stuck a lap down.
Dylan Altum is in the wall there.
He was going the wrong way down a, well, he's going the right way down a one-way street, but going backwards.
Yeah, I believe he got turned.
He tagged the wall, then got turned. And then said, you know what? I'll just go backwards. Looked her around. But that might be the end of that Bang energy machine. The engine deciding to go bang on him. But yeah, so Mason Weitzel caught a lap down behind Michael Updegraff, Joseph Andujar, Derek Leah, Stephen Blankenship. So Mason, he won't be the wave around car. Or was he? No, he wasn't.
I don't think that Mason went a lap down yet, so
I'm
he might
seeing
have.
one down on my thing.
Okay.
But mine might be wrong, but I'm not, I do see one down on mine.
I think he'll get a wave because a lot of guys are going to pit, so I
That's
think
true.
he'll get back in the lead lap.
But he won't be able to get the advantage of coming back down.
I think Updegraff was
Oh!
wasn't
What happened?
Updegraff the first car.
Did you see that? Mason Weitzel spinning out on the front stretch. And
Yep. He checked up for the field.
spun her out, and now he's calling it a night. Wrecks it to the inside pit barrier. And I think that's just his way of saying, I'm done with this. Spins back out. He's doing burnouts on the speedway. I don't... You know,
Yeah.
I don't think...
Coop, wouldn't Updegraff be your lucky?
I think
Yeah.
Michael Updegraff will get the lucky dog.
He
Yes,
was the
He
first
last
car lap down.
So he's showing back back to P17, I believe.
Now, I'm just saying, I don't think the whole burnout up in turn 1 was necessary by the 99, but that's just my opinion there. Because there could have
I
been
think he
another
was
car that...
self-destructing.
Yeah. But that could have been another car that ran into him by chance, you know?
Yeah.
I know no one did, but if, you know, you think about it, you know what I mean?
Anything can happen, man. I just
I I see
I
that,
hate it for
and I
everyone
see the potential for
to
someone
lose,
else to get involved.
Yeah.
But I do feel bad for him that as he was checking up for the field, wheels locked up on him, and man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. I think it'd be hard for anybody to keep their wits after
Yeah. No, I
missing
agree
pit
with you.
road and a caution coming out and then locking it up. Like, I think within 5 minutes, Mason Wetzel's race got really complicated. So
Yeah, he had just about every last piece of bad luck he could have dumped on him in one moment.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel bad for him. Definitely understand there.
So Troy Cook, gonna be your leader here on this restart. Vern Bradley will be P2. David Lamont, I don't know this guy. This is a new guy.
Yeah, I've never heard his name around iRacing before. I've never raced against him, but he is very fast, I can tell you that. He knows his way around these cars. Want to give a quick mention to Sean Dorr, moving his way on up, moving on up. Started 21st, up to 6th.
And boy, Sean, that a way to do it.
So a good run there.
We're doubling back up.
Yep, 85 laps in now.
Troy Cook's going to get a good jump here. I think that damage is going to hinder him a little bit.
Vern Bradley trying to clear Davey Lamont. No,
Oh.
he doesn't. He saves it. Lamont, does he save it? Yes, he does.
Sorry, guys, I had to go.
And you saw Vern there, Bradley. You saw Vern. Vern was trying to clear him. He probably thought he was clear and just ever so slightly came down on him.
Yeah, I don't think he was quite clear. It was close. Very, very close. But maybe the 30, I don't know if the 30 should have quite put his nose in there yet.
Yeah, well, probably not. I agree with you on that one. He probably should not have gotten the nose in there like he did.
But they were both able to save it somehow.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that more so that the 30 saved it because he got put down onto the apron, you know?
Yeah.
Vern was at least able to keep her up on the top of the racing surface. Davey was down onto the apron, so I was expecting to at least see the 30 go hard around.
Sounds like we got a car on the wall.
Big caution. Ryan W. Daniels, the 00 has gone around.
What?
Hal Amy got into Ryan Daniels.
Hal hit the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, so what happened here? Hal got into the wall down the front stretch. Hal tags well hard into the outside wall. That's unfortunate there. One of those moments just when you come off the wall, you know, you try and break the car free off the wall, you break it free finally, you just kind of come down into someone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That, just a racing deal, not much you can do about it, but that, you gotta feel bad for both Hal and for Ryan. You know Ryan's gonna be unhappy about that, but just a racing deal right there. So far here tonight, we've had a total of 7 cautions for 24 laps, 9 lead changes. Your most recent leader, Troy Cook, he's held on to that, though. Troy Cook has been doing a great job. What do you think of Troy out there?
He's holding his own. I thought that damage would hinder him a little bit, but he seems to be doing all right.
Looks like Joseph Andujar giving the wave around. I think it'll be interesting to see what Vern Bradley does now that he'll be given kind of a second lease on this restart. He's going to have some damage, hopefully not too bad.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much ground here. He gained it all what he lost from the contact. He's got some left front damage, so I don't know if he's gonna pit. Unless Troy pits and everybody around him pits, I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I
I don't think anyone's going to pit.
So what do we got here? About 60 to go?
Yeah, a little bit more than that. 60 at the stripe. Yep. 60 more laps to go here.
I think the left front damage on Vern's car is going to hinder him more than Troy's rear damage. But it didn't seem to hurt either one of them too bad. I think the concrete surface combined with the high banking, you're not seeing the aero affect the cars too much here.
Yeah, that is for sure. And that's lucky for these drivers that there is no aero damage. Or, well, I shouldn't say no aero damage, but there's no big effect on the aerodynamics, you know?
Yeah. I don't think that the drag that this car has at this small track really matters when you go into turns.
Those are those new Kevlar.
Ah. So these cars can pretty much be ballistic proof at this point.
They need the HJR.
We got some special parts that Hal Jr. hooked us up with on our panels. Little carbon mesh.
You need specially matched tires too, and you'll be unstoppable right there.
Nah.
You'd be amazed what you can do with a 12-pack and a CNC machine. Right, Hal?
Well, I mean, there's bubble gum holding the tires.
Well, you need some bubble wrap around these cars because they're bouncing everywhere.
That's what they...
Doubling back up.
And it should be a great restart.
What is that, our 7th or 8th caution?
That was caution... You know, I said it at the start of the caution, and I don't quite remember, so we're going to double check that, but I want to say caution number 7, and yes, it was caution number 7. So,
still a lot lower than Vegas.
Yeah, we were up to, I think we hit 17.
Kansas. Was it Vegas or Kansas?
Kansas.
Yeah.
I don't know why I kept saying. I missed both of them, so I've missed the first 2 in the season. Here we go. Troy Cook gonna take the field. See if that wheel spin plays a part. Yep, he got burned a little bit. He's still getting burned. He's still trying to find it.
Great restart there.
Troy Cook really got a good restart.
Oh, Aiden Young going drifting. Trying out his dirt skills for a moment, it looked like. Matt Skipper dives to the inside. That's his teammate he's racing right now.
Troy Cook's loving every minute of this in his mirror right now.
Sean Dorr racing hard against Lamont there. That's for position. And we got one hard in the
Cook,
wall.
no, 18 maybe?
No, that was Cook, not Gardner.
Okay.
Very similar race cars there.
Yeah.
Both got that distinct green. One's a Hunt's Brothers car, one's the Interstate Batteries. 95 laps in. Troy Cook,
Troy
your
Cook.
leader.
Troy Cook's looking good tonight. Started on the
Coming up
pole
on
as
lap
well.
traffic already.
He's a heck of a short.
Ryan W. Daniels, he's a lap down. Not racing like it, though, that's for sure. That's unfortunate. When you have a clean race car and you're multiple laps down, that's got to be the worst feeling in the world right there, you know? You know what I mean there? Because, you know, he knows he's got a fast car, but he can't use it because he's 5 laps down.
Yeah, and he can't get in the way. He's got to let these guys just keep on trucking past him.
No fall back.
Troy Cook's about 2-second lead now. A little over.
Nick
Gardner
Gardner,
second.
second place. Good run at the moment. He's got Vern Bradley chasing him down. Vern's doing great right there with all that front left damage. And Gardner had something go wrong. Good save by Nicholas Gardner.
He's still trying to find it, though. He lost a lot of momentum.
They might go 3 wide. Not quite. So now closing in on 50 laps to go. This is where things get real exciting because this is crunch time. As they say.
Crunch time at the.
Troy's just wanting to run away with it as best he can. He's taking advantage of that damage that Vern has. And put her up to about 3 seconds now.
And look at this, Aiden Young contact with Jeff Martin. They went panel to panel. Aiden Young trying to take no prisoners.
He's under fire from Sean Dorr as well.
Yes, he is.
That'll be for
Aiden
eighth
just got
position.
past Sean, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to get by Jeff Martin. I think Aiden has a faster car than Martin, and yeah, he does. But getting past in practice isn't as easy as just having the faster race car.
But Jeff's hanging it out there. He's keeping the outside pretty good. I think he's gonna have to give it up, or he's gonna use his stuff up. It don't take long for that outside line to eat them tires up.
And right there, great racing here for these drivers. Troy Cook out to a lead of 3.2, count them, seconds. You can count that on, well, you can count that on a scoreboard. But a pretty big lead for Troy Cook. He is running away with it, and that is, as you said, probably in no small part due to the damage on that 114. Aero not the biggest factor, but certainly still a factor.
09 just clipped the wall there.
Trent back there trying to hold on to that race car. That's 18th place. Hal Amy with a repaired car up to 17th. So the Mike's Hard Machine hard charging to the front. Where do you think he'll wind up here tonight?
He's got a top 10 car if he could just keep the fenders on it for the remainder of it.
Well, 107 laps in at the stripe, 44 to go. Not a lot of time left. When do you think we see that final pit stop? That'll be crucial as well.
I think you can stretch the fuel here about 40 laps, so.
Well, don't forget, guys, the last 2 seasons we've run this track it's come down to cautions. When 10 laps to go, they've taken the winner of both races is only taken.
Well, there you go.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again. Look at how these guys are racing, even at the back of the field, you know?
I mean, I would go with what works. If it comes down to that again this time, I'm going to take a splash of fuel, 2 tires, and be on my way. But
Right here, going back to the front of the field or midfield, you will say, look at, say, Nick Gardner as he's hard in the outside wall. It has not gone well for Nick Gardner.
He lost a lot of spots on that one.
That
Looks like
he
we got
has.
Lamont in the wall as well.
I think we've seen just about everyone run the wall here tonight, unfortunately.
Corey Cook starting to go toe-to-toe with Vern Bradley. Corey Cook is checked out, 6.5 seconds.
Yeah, without a doubt, that driver's figured out something, and he is gone for it, you know?
He's praying this thing goes green the rest of the way. He's looking good. He can afford to take his time on pit road, and he doesn't have to rush. He's got some lap traffic here. He's working his way through.
Well, here's the thing. If it does go green all the way, Troy Cook, I don't want to say he's guaranteed to win, but he's got a very good chance of doing it.
Aiden Young, Larry Andressen, Corey Cook, Vern Bradley. They can throw a blanket over these cars.
Yes, you could. Vern
Second
Bradley
place, they're all
starting
over
to
each
fall
other.
back, though. Look at Jeff Martin. He pushes Aiden Young to the top of the racetrack. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, he did it. That's the question there. You think that was on purpose or not?
No, I think these guys are just racing really hard. Aiden's going to get right back to him, so.
here's a strategy question. Next round, the green flag pits. What are you going to do? Because I know what I'm going to do.
Oh, I'm taking 4.
Mont's in the pits.
I don't even want to take it.
36 to go.
If I'm Troy Cook, man, I'm debating on coming down now. I've got such a lead.
I agree with the laps that are left. I'd probably take 4.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, you know, you said that you think they can go about, what, 40 laps?
It's close to that.
So now would be about a perfect time to pit.
Yeah, you want to split that run. They went green again on lap 93. So, I'd say 120, 125 in that range. I think that's when guys will start pulling it down pit road.
And right now, 51 car ahead to the tune of 8 seconds on Larry Andressen. Yeah, pitting now, I agree. Great strategy. Provided we don't get a caution, of course.
Well, I mean, if you pit and get out before the caution need to be set.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, it looks like a car tried to pit and missed it.
Oh, who was it?
Looks like Vern Bradley actually tried to pit and missed pit road.
Oh, man. And yup, it was. Here's the replay. Vern goes down, slowed way up. He's lucky that he missed it, because if If he was another inch over, he would have, instead of missing it, would have gone straight into the tire barrier. You know? And we got
Yeah,
one
he
slowing down on the front stretch. It was Ryan Daniels. I thought he was slowing down. He was saving the car. He almost lost control.
Well, here'd be another question for you guys.
All right.
Well, Vern didn't try to come back down pit road. Sorry, Al. Go ahead.
Knowing that you have to make a green flag pit stop here soon, are you going to run and gun it to get as much time as you can? Or are you going to just pace around and take your time?
Well, I mean, you might as well use these ones up because you're not going to get them back. But I think your second set, you kind of take care of them a little bit in case a caution does come out. The field's going to shuffle up. If you're in that top 5 and you don't pit, everyone behind you is going to pit. So, kind of want to take care of it a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Bradley on this one. You want to take care of those tires.
Vern still having troubles getting down pit road.
Did he miss it again?
Oh man, he about did. He got her down in there, but I don't know if he got a speeding penalty or not.
Well, the important thing is he's in, and hopefully no penalty. Remember, it is timed, not necessarily speed-based. It is sector to sector. So as long as he wasn't too fast going through that sector, he'll be okay.
Yeah, he got her woed down to 29, but it was a locked up 29.
As long as he got it down, no time penalty. He didn't take tires.
No tires.
I'm
right side.
not crazy, right? He only took 2. Did he take any tires?
He took 2. He took right sides.
I'm about to say,
That's
I'm not
crazy.
seeing things, right?
Well, I
we
think
got a
he's got
crash.
a line.
Caution flag out. It's the 30. Troy Cook is in the pits this time. Troy, the best thing to do if you're listening to this, go around.
Yep. Keep going, buddy. Don't take
stop.
your pit stop.
Don't stop. And I'm sure he knows that.
Well, that goes back to the question I just asked you guys, what I would do if I was in first place, which would never happen, obviously, but
Well,
in
you
that
never know.
position, if I know...
Nope, he's stopping. He's stopping.
Oh,
I hate to say it, but that's a bad decision there. I don't think he'll lose the lap. Oh, no, he might. He will.
yeah, what I would have done if it would have stayed green and I was in first place, if I had like a 8-second lead, I'd have just used up what I had to try to get a 10-second, and then pull it in, take my green flag pit, and
I think
pray to God
maybe he
doesn't go
stayed on the
off.
lead lap.
He stayed on the lead lap, but
He should have rolled around there.
I think he's gonna work out okay. I think everyone in front of him hasn't
Might
pitted
pit. We
yet.
got one run out of fuel. Look at the 8 car. Steve Blankenship. He stopped there.
Well, Coop was pretty close then with his prediction.
I don't know if he run out of fuel or what, but he ain't moving. So Steven Blankenship in trouble. Did he run out of fuel? No, he didn't. He's rolling again.
It's like Aiden Young is out there still. He's gonna be probably starting as your leader. I don't know if he just elected to take fuel or...
Nah, Troy Cook is the race leader. All the guys in front of him are wave-around cars, including Vern Bradley. Larry Andressen actually might be the race leader. And Troy Cook sent to the back. I don't know what's going on there with him. Well, Hal Amy, leading driver of the day voting, by a long shot.
I think Troy actually
129
got a
in.
black flag for pitting under the yellow
Oh,
just as
yeah,
he went down
closed
pit
pit.
road.
Closed
Yep.
pit, that would be it. Man, that's gotta sting. Just a little bit. That's gotta be a little bit of a not nice feeling, shall we say.
He's still in the top 10, I believe, but well, top 15. Yeah, that would leave a bad taste in your mouth. I'd probably be a little irritated. Go from 6 seconds ahead of the field to back of the field like that. That's iRacing scoring for you. It knows no bias.
Well, that is both good and bad. So the $1 million question, do you think that was our last caution?
No. Definitely not.
Especially with him getting doubled up again.
I could see this going.
I could see it going there twice. So Troy went from 1st to 11th. We'll put Larry Andressen up to 1st.
I'll be back.
All right, Hal. Have a good night, buddy.
No, I'll be
All right.
back.
So right now, 129 out of 150 complete. I'll let you get the green.
There they go. Larry Andressen, Nick Gardner, Corey Cook, Adam Tips, Sean Dorr, and Ricky Fagone going to launch it here. Larry Andressen got a great start there. Got a lot of damage on that car, though.
Caution's out.
Caution
Oh,
back in
caution.
the air. Well, if I was a betting man and betted on that being the last caution, I would have lost. Adam McKinney gone around, spun the tires, got into Jeff Martin.
Troy
Big
Cook got a
crash.
piece of that. Larry, looks like Michael Updegraff got damage. 13 car spun the tires.
Just
Adam
under
McKinney just
20 laps to go.
didn't have any grip on that launch there.
We'll be right back once again. 16 at the line, but still the potential for one more caution. What's your bet? Place it now.
I'm betting that the 04 is going to fall like a rock. He's got a lot of damage to be up there.
And so
I don't
far,
know if that's going to... Sorry,
nine
go ahead.
cautions for 33 laps. I didn't mean to cut you off there. That was my bad.
It's all good. It's I've talked too much sometimes, buddy. You just gotta tell me.
I talk too much too. I mean, that's why I started this, because I talk too much.
That's why I enjoy coming in here. I love to talk.
I'll let you get the green once more. 16 at the stripe.
Yeah, like I said, I think Larry's got way too much damage to hold this, but I've been wrong before. He's got a pretty crinkled up front end, so it's gonna be interesting. There's not too many cars that don't have damage though.
Come on, green.
That's 61. He's gonna get a good run.
Oh,
18.
got one in the wall. Got a big wreck. Big crash.
Caution's out.
That's the second crash in a row on the restart. Jeff Martin, Vern Bradley involved. And it started with the 27. That was Jared Cox. Jared spun his tires into Vern Bradley. Bradley into the 34. Jeff T. Martin, nowhere to go. Stephen Blankenship got through. What's your opinion on that one there, Brad?
I mean, at this point in the race, you got to know that thing's going to break free when you get on the loud pedal. I don't know if I know you're going to start in a different spot every time. You're never going to hit the gas in the same place every time. So you just got to predict that, hey, I'm on banking, I'm coming out of a turn. The chassis is not going to hook up like it did on the straightaway or, you know, in the middle of the corner. I don't know, man. I just think there's a lot of beat up race cars. That's what I think.
Yeah, turning into a war of attrition. 10th caution of the evening.
Another thing to consider is we're getting further into the day now. It's about 10:30 track time. That track temp's up to 101. The sun's beating down on it. So we've went up, what, 15 degrees since the start of this thing?
Yes, indeed.
She's getting a little sticky.
We'll see just how it all plays out here.
I know this really helps out Troy Cook. He's worked his way back up to 6th place in that 6-second lead earlier, so it'll be interesting to see if he can work back up to the front. He does have a little bit of front end nose damage now from that earlier caution, so Larry's still holding on though.
Yeah,
How
that
about
he
Sean
is.
Dorr?
Yeah, he's moved his way on up slowly but surely, sneaking his way past, dodging the wrecks.
Him and Corey Cook have passed a lot of cars tonight. Both of them
That
started
he
side by
has.
side. Back in 21st and 22nd, so they probably feel like they passed 100 cars.
Yeah, that's for sure. One thing I bet everyone watching tonight didn't expect to see, Vern Bradley a lap down. How many times do you hear that? He has not had good luck here tonight.
It doesn't speak well for the talent of that driver. I can tell you that he's definitely a good guy and a good race car driver, and just a combination of bad luck tonight.
Yeah, that is like a solar eclipse. You never see that. You usually never see that. the 114 a lap down. Usually you see him in the top 5, if not leading the race.
He's usually the guy putting people laps down.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, season 1, he was the champion of, what was it, either the truck and K&N, and then season 2, he was the champion again. So I believe, if I remember correctly.
Well, this one, great thing about it, you can have these races, because if you win one, you're in.
Exactly. So Vern Bradley, again, if I remember correctly, a multi-champion of WFO. So he's one of your top tier drivers. This is just, as you would say, an off night for the driver.
Well, getting ready to go green again. Let's see if Larry Anderson can keep it up there. He's got Nick Gardner to his outside with a pretty clean Hunt Brothers Pizza Chevrolet. Toyota Camry, actually.
Here's
think,
hoping they can get past the front straightaway. Not to sound mean.
Remember, guys, these things are loosey-goosey on this restart.
But that's twice in a row we had a driver break free and wreck.
Larry Anderson going to get a good start here.
Come on.
Looks like everybody kept the tires under him this time around. Oh, boy, Troy Cook put a big move on Sean Dorr to get the inside. He's going inside of Corey Cook now. It looks like, oh no!
Well, you know, at least they got to the back stretch.
They made it through the front stretch.
You know, again, I don't mean to say that to sound mean, but I'm just happy they got to the back straightaway this time after the 2 incidents from the spun tires. What happened there? Was it Adam Tips and Gardner? Yes, it was.
Yeah, I think
Gardner got loose.
Gardner got loose. Yep.
Got into Adam
Loose
Tips.
off, and he came down into the
Tips went up on his lip.
54. Yep.
And you got to feel bad for Troy Cook.
Yep. Troy Cook took the brunt of all that. He just couldn't sneak through there. He almost did.
I don't know about the brunt of all of it. I think the brunt of it went to Adam Tips, who went upside down. But Troy Cook definitely taking a sizable portion of it, shall we say.
Yeah, I saw that right front come up off the ground for Troy, and it's a wonder it didn't blow the engine.
Yeah, that's true. Got lucky. 11th caution of the evening, 38 laps under caution, 11 lead changes here tonight. So it has been an exciting race. Larry Anderson doing, he's probably happy with all the cautions because he's not having challenge for the lead, luckily. Vern Bradley, I'm sure he's happy right now because he got his lap back. He's back in contention for this race. You can't rule him out.
Yeah, they keep having these cautions. I don't know that you can really predict anybody that's going to be up front.
If you watch a replay of how Tips went down the track on his roof, I don't know how there was no contact between that and my dad. My dad got one.
You got very lucky, Hal did.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and
Hal's
catch
up
that.
to 13th, by the way, by virtue of these incidents. So Hal's probably in a good spot. Top 10 finish on the line. So what was the statistic you brought up earlier, Junior? Was these last few races here at Dover have been decided with a caution within 10 to go?
The last 2 races with 10 to go, with the last caution, the driver that has won the races only took 2 tires and spun.
Well, let's see. Does that ring true tonight?
Well, Larry, I think Larry actually stayed out on, because he got caught up in that weird pit cycle and was able to stay on the lead lap. So he's on older tires than the rest of these guys too. I'm still sticking with my prediction, the 10 car.
Yeah, definitely a good prediction there.
Sean Doors has worked his way up to 3rd place, man. Don't
Yeah,
count him out either.
my prediction was back there, 7th place. I gotta. If I'm not saying Aiden Young, I'm gonna have 2 picks. I'm saying either Aiden Young or Sean Doors. Sean Doors kind of put himself, slowly worked his way up, like you mentioned earlier. He's kind of worked his way up into that picture, and he's there. With 6 laps to go, anything can happen. They got to get through the front stretch. They got to get through the back stretch, and they got to do that for what, 6 times.
Yeah, they might do it 2 times. I think there's going to be another caution here. So
Look, they got to the back stretch last time, so I think if they get back to the front stretch, I think they're good.
I think they've run out of cars to wreck. So
that might be too.
I'm calling it green white.
Yeah, let's place our bets here. Green white checker finish.
yeah, I'll go with that. At least one of them.
I'm gonna be the man of optimism and say we go green to the end from here. I will take the optimistic stance.
Got about 16 cars left on the track, so you go either way.
That it could. I'll let you get the green here. 6 to go.
Larry Andressing's going to take him to the green. Green flag is out. Larry gets a heck of a start. Looked like the 10 car might have wiggled the tires a little bit there. Sean Dorr got a good start. 61. Corey Cook, they're going to...
down pit lane.
He must have really spun the tires if he went down pit lane.
No, he went down pit lane with the pace car.
Wow.
Didn't even take the
car
green.
in the wall. Cars in the wall in the back
No
strip.
yellow. That was a 59 David White, one of them that was in.
Corey Cook putting the fire on Larry Andressen. Looks like Sean Dorn's going to lose a spot back there.
That's
2 spots, actually. Oh, the 6 car, Aiden Young's 6 cars.
Oh, Matt Skipper almost wrecked. What a save.
They're shuffling
Top
around
class.
hard to miss that.
Hal Amy up to 8th. How about that? Go Hal. Four more laps to go. Larry Andressen lost the lead. Corey Cook might win it.
Larry needs to stay off that wall and lose more spots.
3 laps to go.
Yeah, it looks like Sean Dorr is going to put the heat on Larry now. Going into 1.
Two more times around at the line. Sean Dorr, Larry, they're battling for 2nd place now. That's where the race is. Corey Cook almost in another zip code. If they get to the white flag, they'll race it out. If there's an incident here, it'll be a green-white checker.
Sean Dorr's all over him. You
Into
got
3
Aiden
and
Young
4.
outside.
Will Corey see the white? White flag in the air. There it is. They'll race to the stripe.
Sean needs to protect that inside and keep Aiden from going down there.
Whatever happens, happens here. They could all wad up and wreck, and they'll go to the end. Corey Cook through 3 and 4. He's going to win it. Nothing standing in his way. Corey Cook off of 4 goes to victory lane. Andressen 2nd. Sean Dorr, how about that for 3rd? Aiden Young, 4th place. 5th place, Troy Cook, Ricky Fagone, Hal Amy, Matt Skipper. Matt Skipper going for a little Tokyo drift. Vern Bradley, David White, Jeff Martin, Trent Ripley, Jared Cox, Michael Updegraff, Nick Gardner, Ryan Daniels, Adam Tipp, Stephen Blankenship, Adam McKinney, Darrell Leah, Joseph Andujar, Davey Lamont, Glenn Jameson, Artie Pedersen, Dylan Alta, Mason Weitzel, Wesley Whitfield, Derek Robinson rounds out your field. But Corey Cook, man of the hour here. What a win. We'll get our top 3 up here. We won't get Corey. We're going to start from the back because Corey's in the K&N lobby and we can't drag up from the K&N lobby. So we'll start 3rd place. We'll start with Sean Dorr here. And you know he'll be happy with that 3rd place finish. That's 62. Had a fantastic run. Sean Dorr, have you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, great job on the 3rd place finish, man. You started 21st. Were you expecting to finish 3rd?
No, but, you know, I was involved in, 2 or 3 wrecks, and lucky I even had a fast repair. But, man, these guys are so fast, man. It's not even funny. I mean, I felt like I was racing a crowd that I just don't belong in. But, you know, I'm up here because other people had bad luck, bud.
All right, well, how'd that car handle for you here tonight, man?
Man, you know what's funny is it handled really good. Tires stayed in good, but you know when we had those cautions right there at the end, like 3 or 4 of them in a row. You know, we don't warm up tires or anything. It just once that last restart happened, it's like the cars didn't want to turn. It was like dump trucks, and you know here I'm thinking we're all on good tires, and it I mean, it was like driving just a heavy, heavy truck, man. It was the weirdest feeling. So I guess that hurt a little bit of everybody.
All right, well, anyone you want to thank, sponsors, that kind of thing?
Old schools, man. Always old schools. Old schools coins. Yeah. And of course, you guys always American Sim Network and WFO. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, man. Great job on the 3rd place finish.
Thanks, bud.
Good job, Sean.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep.
All right, so our way of doing these next interviews are going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to go down into the K&N lobby, me and Bradley, and we're going to talk to Corey and Larry there because we can't pull them up. So we'll go down and get with our drivers.
Yes, but man,
So-
on the restarts, I was loose.
So
Had to be
live
careful.
here, because we can't pull you guys up, but so we'll start with Larry Anderson, or we'll start with Corey Cook, and we'll start with Bradley Cooper interviewing Corey Cook.
Do we have Corey Cook in here? Yeah, we do. What's up, Corey? Hey, man, you pulled off a sneaker there. You were 22nd to start this race. Where'd you come from, buddy?
Messed up in qualifying.
I thought I was talking with Big E here at the start of this thing. I said Corey Cook's one of the guys to look out for. This place, he's pretty quick. And then you put that lap up. I'm like, maybe this tire bottle, he didn't like it, but you pulled it off, man. What was the secret?
Being consistent, I guess. I did a lot of practice on trying to be consistent, make sure you run the same line. But of course, in the long run, my car started falling apart. So, you know, that restart right there worked out in my.
We noticed guys had a lot of problems spinning the tires and losing it. Did you feel any of that there in the last 4 restarts?
Based on what me and the Tim were talking about just a moment ago, some guys were starting in first gear, so I believe that's what it was. I always started in second.
Okay, so basically it just came down to driver selection at that point.
Pretty much.
Well, you look good out there, man. You kept her relatively clean and avoided most of it, so good job tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for that win?
Just you guys for broadcasting WFO.
All right, Corey, well, great job. Congratulations, and you're locked in the chase now, buddy.
Woohoo!
Great job, driver.
All right, y'all have a good one.
So
All right.
that was 61 at Corey Cook. Your race winner.
Last up on the interview block, 2nd place, Larry Andressen. Is it Andressen or Anderson? Because I feel bad for saying Anderson for season 2 and then now have the first few races of this season if it is Andressen.
It's actually it's Andreessen,
Andressen.
but I don't mind Mr. Anderson.
I just know there's no O there. I always noticed that. I'm like, that's not a typo.
All right, well,
Exactly, yeah.
how did that car handle for you here tonight, my man?
I really liked the car. I really focused. I focused a lot on. I didn't like never hit the rev limiter. I always let off when it hit the rev limiter. So I kept easy on the tires. I kept easy on the gas. That was, I think, probably key because I was able to stay out until that yellow, and that obviously gave me a huge advantage. Going into the final laps there.
All right, and now were you expecting to finish second here tonight? What were you expecting out of the race?
Pretty much knew that if I pushed it, I could keep up with those guys, but I was going to focus a little bit more on saving my right front tire. So I thought that if we had longer green flags, that's where my advantage would lie. And then I kind of thought I started like 10th, which I had a bad qualifying, so I kind of thought I could finish top 5.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us, man. Great job on the second place finish. Any sponsors you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, Olympia beer. I drank a lot of beer cans to make that car, so it's all made of aluminum Olympia beer cans. That's why it's so fast.
All right, well, great job on the finish. Hope to see you in victory lane real soon. Have a great night, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, folks, and from all of us at the American Sim Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Take care, guys.